Hey there, it's me Red Knight and welcome back to my channel for a Heyday video. Now in today's video I will be focusing on one of the Japanese decorations called the Wishboard. I'm going to be covering a few Japanese decoration over the next few days or so as we start moving into Golden Week here in Japan. Now the Wishboard is something you will see in Japan, and it also has these wooden plaques on it, so I'm going to tell you all about those within this video. Now if you get a chance to visit Japan, please do so, and if you do, let me know and we'll maybe be able to meet up and hang out for a day or two having a cup of coffee or something to eat. But the actual wooden plaques that hang down on this actual wishboard are called ema. They have a long history and tradition, and they're used for making wishes in the temple or at the shrine. These wooden plaques are gorgeous and they look like this within the actual game itself, and as you can see there's about 6 pieces down there within my Asian design that I've created on one of my farms. If you ever visit the shrine you'll see exactly the same kind of thing with the wooden plaques. Now the messages on the back of the plaques are personal, they relate to people's wishes. The imagery on the front will depend on the location you go to and also the time of year. Usually New Year is when you will see lots of them. Now an ema is a Japanese wooden plaque used to make a wish at a Shinto shrine in Japan. An ema is shaped like a shogi piece, which is the Japanese chess game. The wood used for making these ema is usually natural pine based wood such as spruce, fir or even white pine. And people actually get these things, then write their messages on the back and then hang them up for display. But a lot of people actually collect them these days as well. Now on the wooden surface you can write just about any wish that you wish, as long as it doesn't harm others, and that is a key thing as well. Usually these wishes relate to love, prosperous business, good health and so on. And I've done similar things for my family in the past, especially when it's come close to like exams or wishing someone health, etc. So depending on the shrine that you go to will also depend on the kind of things that you will write on those actual plaques as well. Now, as I said, each shrine has a different kind of god, and each shrine relates to different kinds of messages that you do. So, for example, if you go to one place, it could be for having children. Another place could also be related to education or even business. So, again, each one is different. But the ema are also written and offered to convey gratitude for once the kami has been fulfilled by the actual god in question. Now usually an ema is written personally, much like you make a New Year's wish for yourself. So for you guys making New Year's resolutions, this is something very similar. Now sometimes it could be an individual thing, but you may also find that it could be group related, like certain sports teams or businesses might come together to actually create one. And basically they hang these on the rack called an emagaki, and thus the offered to the kami, which is the god in this case. Traditionally you make wishes with ema in connection to Hatsumode, which is the first temple or shrine visit at the end of the year, or the beginning of the year should I say. So you'll visit the temple, or you'll make a little wish, you'll buy one. So quite often you'll see these actual emas with the actual year's character on the front of them as well. But again, that does vary depending on the place that you go to. Other times, as I said, depends on the seasonal activity when people start to write them. Now one interesting thing to note is that you actually don't buy these, you make a donation. So you're making a donation of like 500 to 1,000 yen, which in itself is not a lot of money. It's usually not more expensive than that. And basically you'll receive an ema, you'll then make your wish, and then you will leave it at that shrine hanging up for your wish to be received by the god in question. Now the kanji used to write ema is picture followed by a horse, and there is a reason for this. Once upon a time the custom was to offer a horse to the god when you make your wish. However, offering a horse can be very expensive, and offering a horse every time you wish to make a wish is a little bit problematic. So during the Heian period 794 to 1185, horses were replaced with plaques of wood that were shaped as horses. And if you ever visit some places you can see some really good examples of these traditional or old ones that they used to make. They're a little bit different these days. Like I said, they're more like the chess pieces, but some places still have them. Now for a long time to write an offer to the kami was a privilege reserved for the aristocracy. So basically people with money in high position would do this. But later on things changed during the Muromachi period and the Edo period, and it became more common for people like myself and other common people to make wishes with the ema. And at the same time the shape changed with the ema to become more like the shogi piece that we would see these days. Now I did mention earlier that some people do collect these, especially foreign visitors, and you'll see some good examples later of some of the imagery and some links to check out as well. Now, even though there are no rules about what you can write on this, please do not write something on there that actually is a negative thing towards harming other people. It's very much against the culture that we have out here, and there are some guidelines that relate to actually writing on the message. So I'm going to cover some of those guidelines for you, and also give you some Japanese expressions to make it a little bit easier. Now, normally when it comes down to writing on these, there's a specific expression or aspect to it that goes towards the end, and that is the masuyoni part down there. You can see the Japanese, and you can see the example using Romaji English lessons. So basically you will write your wish, and then at the end of that phrase you will have that yoni aspect of it within the actual character itself, and this is really, really important. So let me give you some examples over the next few slides. So the first one down here: I wish I can pass the exam at Kyoto University. So, 京都大学に合格できますように. So, 京都大学に合格できますように. Now, you can write it in Romaji, which is English characters, or you can write it in Japanese, depending on your ability. For myself, I tend to write my messages in the English letters, or even in English, or sometimes even in Romaji, which is the Japanese, because the kanji is a little bit more challenging for me. Next one down here: I wish to be happy in a relationship with the one I love from the bottom of my heart. So, 心から大好きな人と付き合い、幸せになりますように. So, 心から大好きな人と付き合い、幸せになりますように. Now, my Japanese is not perfect. I still struggle sometimes when I'm reading, but I'm slowly improving my ability. Next one: I wish for my mother to get well soon, which is one I really do like. So, お母さんが元気になりますように. And this is one I've used and have seen used many, many times by many people, because we do care about our mothers, especially relatives. So, お母さんが元気になりますように. So, 元気になりますように. I like that. Now, here's some other expressions you might hear as well. So, wishing for sound health. So, 無病息災. You've got down here 合格開願. You've got 就職開願. You've got 恋愛成就, 千客万来, 一攫千金, 家庭円満, and Anzan Kaigan. Each of those has a specific message, and as you can see, childbirth, family, money, business, love, employment, exams, and health, depending on the message you might want to write. Now, this is what a decoration looks like, and as I said, I want to show you some pictures of the actual ones in Japan. Now, beginning of the year, I visited Ikuta Shrine, which is a local one in my city, and while there, I would have seen some of these wish boards, as you can see here. And you can see a lot of the plaques there, and you can see people have added another one and another one on top. Now, like I said, each of the plaques that you might get is a little bit different, and depending on the region, the imagery and the theme will vary as well. Sometimes they could be childbirth related, sometimes they're from kids, sometimes they're from adults, and there's specific sections or areas that we tend to hang and post them, and they are definitely beautiful to read sometimes. Now, here are some good examples of imagery that you might see depending on the area you travel around Japan, and I do love these. Now, because the imagery are so beautiful, they are seasonal, i.e. yearly. You have the yearly zodiac sign plus a little bit more. Some people do actually collect these, and if you look online or look at some of the links that I've got within the video later, you can see quite a few of these imagery and many, many more. Now, I love this decoration that Heyday's given us within the game, and we're going to be getting some more decoration for Golden Week, as you've seen in the game today, plus a few other pieces. But I had a really good question about what happens at the end of the year. Now, we have ritual burning in Japan. So basically, you'll go to the temple, you'll buy your good luck charm or your lucky arrow, which stays in your home for 1 year. Now, at the end of the year, you'll then return it back to the shrine, the temple. They will then collect it and then burn it, so the good luck is burnt and then sent away. And the plaques are exactly the same. So basically, the plaques are ritually burned, signifying the wishes are being liberated from the writer, and it also purifies as well, which is why they tend to use fire. Now, you're spending money on these plaques, but like I said earlier within the video, you're not actually buying them, you're making a donation. You're writing your message, That message is then staying on the plaque for 1 year at that location, and at the end of the year they collect them all together, they burn them, so your wishes are actually fulfilled. So good luck on that side. Now, I did mention that some people like to collect them. Now, the choice is yours if you want to do that. And I must admit, I have quite a few of the little yearly icons within my home itself, so it's much easier to bring them out. But there are a lot of other charms as well. I will share more photos and information on those things at a later date as well. Now, these are some links of some websites that we've got here in Japan that you may find interesting if you want to check them out to learn more about this actual theme and this decoration. Now, that's it for this video. I enjoyed making it. I did say I would be making some Japanese decoration videos soon, and this is the first one of many. I like talking about decorations that we have within the game, and it's always nice to know the theme or the reasoning behind it. Now, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to comment, like and share. Also, as well, please do watch some of my other videos within the playlist. If you haven't subscribed, you can click on the circle, subscribe to my channel. Use code REDKNIGHT within the game before you make any purchases, but either way, I'll see you in the game soon, and keep your eyes open for the next set of Asian decoration. Bye now.